Hi, I'm Stephanie Banks.
And I'm Mr. Vibe.
And we're on hiatus technically, but this is like an emergency 911 episode. So come close because this is going to be good and juicy.
Cue the new intro.
Now.
Great to be back.
It is definitely great to be back. We do other things regularly.
Many other things.
And so when Jason called and said, we have to talk about this.
I did.
I want to talk about it too.
We need to.
I'm sure you're talking about it. I'm still talking about it.
I'm flabbergasted.
First off, do we just talk on the speech or should we mention the whole MTV Awards?
Okay, well, we're talking about the VMAs.
Correct.
Specifically, another one of Kanye's antics.
I didn't know if it was antics or if this is the nicest version that we're getting to see of him se.
The softer side of Kanye's antics.
The softer. But let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
So the beginning of Kanye's 11-minute speech, rant, whatever you want to call it, starts with, Bro, listen to the kids. First of all, Taylor, thank you for being so gracious and giving me this award this evening. He reminisces back to when he's in the grocery store with his daughter and he's having a really great conversation with a random stranger. At the end of the conversation they'll say, oh well, you're not that bad after all. But he also goes into talking about that apparently at a baseball game 60,000 people booed him.
I can see that.
And I'm sure that wasn't only the gist of it. The question is, do you think he had this regret because of the reaction that happened and people didn't support him? Or did he really have an epiphany and say, wow, the world doesn't revolve around me. I got up here, I interrupted her speech, and blah, blah, blah.
There are late bloomers. Kanye's a really late bloomer when it comes to the maturity. Maybe he's maturing.
No.
Or his PR manager says, listen, you got to mix this up a little bit because your ratings are going down. But the fact is, it shows growth.
Yes, and he does go into the comment where he talks about the growth. He reflects on would he have drank a half bottle of Hennessy, would he have shared it with the audience. He gets into what he would have worn, and then he said, if I had a daughter at the time, would I have went on stage, grabbed the mic from someone else, and just completely change it up and not have allowed that situation
so
to
can
happen.
we assume that maybe he's implying that fatherhood is a good look for him?
Yes.
I mean, it can change.
I think it's a good look for him.
It's probably a good look for him, and maybe that's what he's trying to say.
And it's nicer that they've lasted more than 72 days.
I'm shocked. Pleasantly shocked, of course, but yes.
I think they're a good match. I mean, they're both really focused on their fashion and all of those things that seem important.
Sure.
I'm getting there. I just wanted to give you, just in case you hadn't seen
background
the foundation.
It is a long clip, and that's why we're going to probably overlay all of it.
Let me just get to the baseline, which I know he's very interested on.
This is what got me here, sitting in this chair.
I'll give you the beginning intro. If my grandfather was here right now, he would not let me back down. I know it. I'm fitting to lose after this. It doesn't matter, though, because it ain't about me. It kind of sounds like a rap song. It ain't about ideas, bro. New ideas. People with ideas. People who believe in truth. And yes, you probably could have guessed by this moment. Here's the comment. Ding, ding, ding. I've decided in 2020 to run as president. Cheers are up. Yay for Kanye. Apparently not here.
No, because, okay. And this is where this begins. One, didn't he say he was incredibly high, though? Is that what I heard?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I heard that even though he said Kanye for president.
Oh, he did smoke. He smoked. He said he smoked because of his nerves.
Right. He did say that he might.
Excuse me. I don't know Kanye personally, but I will say if he's a professional smoker, hitting a joint or hitting a, what do they call it? Oh, a blunt.
Spliff.
Okay. I don't think one is gonna get him, and he had already been sitting in the awards for a hot minute.
True.
So.
Okay.
So maybe he had clarity of mind. Or maybe he's smoking that.
Yes, Kanye's had growth. Not that amount of growth. Not enough growth.
Okay, so do we think that this comment is literal? Or do you think it was one of those things so he could have social media in a frenzy?
I think he meant it. That's the thing. That's why I'm sitting here. Is I think he actually meant it. Whether he's gonna follow through or not, I don't know. But I think he means it, and that brings us to the crux of this issue, which is the state of our presidential elections and how they're less, a platform for intelligent, good debate, and more like what are we like looking at American Idol now?
For elections.
For elections.
Well, let me rewind just for a second because I tend not to voice my political opinions on Facebook because I don't like all these Facebook trolls, but we're going to talk about it.
A little bit.
But see, now it's funny because I'm glad he gave his opinion. I didn't take Kanye as liberal.
You didn't take him as literal?
So I really, once again, thought it was a PR publicity stunt. So now we have two views. You're taking it as he's really saying it because somewhere in his mind he's believing, hey, I can run. And apparently with all his, it just depends if a lot of his fans are over 18 and they can vote. Okay. Who would he get as I guess, dynamics for promotion and sponsors and all of these things?
But think about it. I think he's looking at the current presidential election. And it is probably the most asinine election I've listened to, and I'm not even following
this is going to be good.
No, I think that because he sees how incredibly ridiculous it is, that he has a shot. I mean, let's be reasonable.
Well, I don't think that the election is ridiculous at this moment. I think when Donald Trump got involved, people tended not to take him seriously.
But they're not taking the entire election seriously, no, I don't believe. I don't think anybody's taking the election seriously anymore.
They had 24.1 million viewers that watched the first Republican debate, the most that any debate has ever watched. So apparently somebody's tuning in.
And who was on there?
You have Donald Trump.
That's it. Game over.
Bush. Christie. Rubio.
They wanted to. They're not tuning
in.
They're not tuning in to hear the debate for the issues. They want to see how they're going to react to Donald Trump.
But Trump is bringing the issues because none of these other. Now look, I am kind of
Trump is bringing
dynamic.
his personality.
Hold on.
You are fine.
I was a Hillary fan, and if you go back to when Barack first elected, I left my Facebook, or was it MySpace back then? I think Facebook, little icon Hillary forever. And unfortunately, I don't necessarily agree with the way that Donald Trump says everything because I think some things are tongue-in-cheek, meaning he kind of just lets it out in the moment. But he's bringing things that are a priority up to the front line.
Okay.
And up until Donald Trump, I didn't really hear any of these politicians that are in the running talking. So though I may not agree with everything that Donald Trump says, he's bringing things up to the forefront and getting, whether it's his personality or antics, he's still having 24 million people tune into him to see what he's bringing to the table.
If that was the point of it, if it was okay, he's using his gravitas, his persona, his celebrity status to bring attention and awareness and put some credibility back to the presidential election, sure. I don't see it like that. I see it's just one more example of how the elections have become less about politics or any type of intellectual debate and more a spectator sport. It is entertainment. Like news used to be credible. Now news is mostly entertainment. The presidential election used to be intellectual and credible. Now I think it's becoming more entertainment. That's my issue with it, is that I fear we are watching the decline of the presidency, and now that it's just going to become more just, okay, cool, who's the next flavor of the next 4 years? And we're going to watch it because it's like, I want to vote because it's this celebrity or this persona, and they're not about suit and tie and the issues, but how they present the issues. You said, yes, he's presenting the issue. I'm not against him presenting the issues. It's how he's presenting them and how it's so... It's a mockery. He's making a mockery, or the beginning of the mockery of the presidential election, and that's the thing. That's what I think.
It depends who you're asking, because to be honest, now I may not say it in the same way that he does, because I'm very, and I would hope that he too would refrain and be a little more diplomatic in his commentary. But a lot of the things that he's bringing up are conversations that I have at my kitchen table.
Oh, of course.
You don't hear any of these other candidates because they don't want to go to the right and they don't want to go to the left. And I'm sure the GOP on either side probably would not feel that there's a decline in presidency. So, do we think or do we not think that Kanye is being literal?
Kanye is being literal, and we will see the decline of the integrity of our president's election in the future. That is my official lowdown live opinion.
I think Kanye was doing this completely for a publicity stunt. On top of that, I don't think that we're going to see a decline. I think we're going to see more involvement in our presidential races and our debates. I think, for instance, and we'll use Donald Trump because he was the underdog mockery that nobody wanted to take serious. And now I'm not saying I'm necessarily voting for him. I'm just using him because he was the one that everybody seemed to put their, I guess, emphasis on. But he has made a lot of statements. He also, I love when he calls out, to me I like that's ballsy. It's called chutzpah. But I like when he calls out these people. He's like, oh, he doesn't want me to use my song, but he's asking for a loan last week in my office, and then he posts the picture.
Okay, so he's bringing a different flair to the presidential election. Wait. Should the presidential election have any flair?
Excuse me. Or I love when he's like, oh, this such and such lobbyist came in and wanted to give me $4 million. He goes, but $4 million when you have 11 point something billion is not a lot. I don't need to owe him a favor.
Let's start over again. He said he was going to use his own money.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Is he not now raising or taking money from what I've heard?
I think he's not taking lobbyist money, but I think his campaign is campaigning.
And but seeking
certain funds.
Certain funds. How do we know what certain funds?
Well, we will look into this
and
find out.
We need to dig a little deeper.
We do need.
I was actually shocked that my co-host here actually has a different opinion. I like this. I thought she was going to be on board, but you know what? We're going to do a part 2 to this. We need to do some more research.
But wait, can I say one thing? Because this is something I think about. How do you even feel? And for instance, and this is why I think people may like Donald Trump or resonate with him. Do you not feel when you get down to your two presidents, not just based on votes, that actually has not been rigged itself? Or the people that you are seeing in front of you have not been henpecked? So to give you the idea that you are transparently picking somebody that person's already been picked for you.
I do believe that the Republican candidate and Democratic candidate, we have absolutely nothing to do with that.
Correct.
That the parties themselves, they know who they want.
Correct.
They just want some other people there just to either prop them up or for contrast. This is all character development. That's really all it is.
I agree.
But then if we go a little further, do I even know if the election itself is not rigged?
Let's look back at, we're Floridians here. Let's look back at, what was it, 2011? 8?
Bush?
Yes, yeah. Bush and Gore. They announced Gore had won the presidency. His campaign the balloons were falling, everything was happening, and then because of a few votes, and to me, we're not like a high school, the state of Florida. We are huge. To me, it couldn't come down to 5 or 10 single votes. You're talking hundreds of thousands of votes. So Gore officially won. They repulled the presidency and announced Bush as president.
And the reason why they spearheaded it is because they said we're looking like a mockery in the world and look at what we're doing. But can we look back on the fact that we haven't had a presidency without some kind of social media, well, not social media, but some kind of gossip news since Clinton?
Oh, yes.
Every single presidency or presidential election has had some kind of controversy that is not necessarily political. It's personal, it's dramatic, it's entertainment. That's why when I say that there's a decline in the integrity of not the election or participation, just the integrity. We haven't had, in my opinion, integrity in the presidency since the Clinton. Not that he, just because of that, but how it was handled and how they focused on it, how they impeached him. Oh, come on. And then here we are now, years later, and we got Donald Trump just having a good time right in front of the camera, trying to be a legitimate candidate for presidency.
I hope that he does have a good time, because guess what? He's worth 11 point something billion dollars, and as we sit in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt, and as Congress is going to go to Senate and ask them to extend our debt budget, we need somebody to come in and shake up things.
We've got a lot to discuss this season on the Lowdown Live.
Limited hot topics too. I mean, I know we started with Kanye, but we got political.
We got political. But we're gonna message us below, and first let us know, how do you like this? It's
new studio.
Right? It's nice, right? And just comment below, give us your opinions respectively, and let's have a dialogue about this. And thanks for tuning in. Final thoughts?
Yes, check us out. We're going to be back all new with fall episodes.
This fall. And, weekly? Bi-weekly?
Probably bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly at first. And if you want us to go weekly, you need to let us know. Demand the Lowdown Live. Because we've got a new setup. It looks good. And I'm glad to be back.
Me too. And I wish that you guys were here too. And I guess we'll see it through the feed. But I feel like you guys are sitting right here with us, so.
All the time. Thanks for tuning into the Lowdown Live.
Well, not all the time.
All the time.
Not bathroom time.
Well,
you mean in here?
You said bathroom time? That threw me off guard. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, and talk to us. Seriously, we do want to have a dialogue about this. This is an interactive show. So, and if you want to see more Miss Celebrity, check out the MissCelebrityInMiami show. Want to see more Vibe? Check out the Unmasked vlog, which is a little different, and so much entertainment coming your way. It's a new day, and 7 Miss Celebrity.
I'm smiling. I agree with everything you say.
This is the Lowdown Live.
He's like, I've never heard her so quiet.
Exactly.
This is the Lowdown Live, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time, you guys, please check us out, subscribe to us. I always get it wrong, but like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube.